Hi there, I'm Kathleen Jasper with NavaEd, and today we're breaking down the SLLA 6990, Content Category 3, Climate and Cultural Leadership. Let's get started.
Okay, let's go to Section 3, Climate, Culture, and Leadership. This is about building a culture of collaboration, making sure your culture in your school is positive. This is really hard to do. This is something that takes a lot of practice, especially if you're coming in to turn around a school. There could be some culture issues there. When we talk about climate and culture in an organization, we're talking about the way the organization runs. And of course, in real life, not just on this test, we want to build a culture of collaboration. Now, you as the leader, you're going to have to make decisions on the fly as a leader, because that's your job. But when it comes to the big stuff, we want to build a culture of collaboration. So we have here, a school leader knows how to create opportunities and a safe environment that allows people to express their beliefs, values, and ideas. That has to do with being culturally responsive, building a diverse faculty and staff, helping everyone understand cultural responsiveness, cultural diversity. This is a big part of our training that we do with leaders, and it's an important one. So make sure you're on the lookout for test questions like this, and make sure as a school leader, you are being aware of your cultural bias, that you are trained in being culturally responsive. And it doesn't matter what race you are from, everybody needs training on being culturally aware, because we all have different bias and things like that. But certainly someone who is working in a school that is of a different ethnicity, if I as a white person am being a leader at a school where there's a whole other set of students from another ethnic background, or from any other different genders, there's all different types of diversity. I need to be sure that I am trained in understanding different cultures and things like that. So it's not just for us to make other people do, it's for us to make ourselves do too, because it's really, really important. You want to provide an atmosphere where it's appropriate to take risks. I love risks. I'm a risk taker. I quit my job and started a company. I always try new things and fall on my face. And I want everybody to have the opportunity to try things and fail repeatedly, because when you come out the other side, it's better. So when they're appropriate risks, obviously we don't want kids, driving the school bus. That's not a risk we want to take. But risks, trying new things, failing, trying again, failing, that's resiliency. So let's take a look at this one for equity. We've got this here. So let's look right here. This has to do with the same thing, building a culture of collaboration, and also having the school leader, being culturally appropriate, helping students. So we have call the students' parents to notify them that the students will be questioned, investigate the situation and bring the students in to answer questions about the cheating plan, work with the teacher to closely monitor the students and intervene if they do indeed cheat, call the district office and follow their protocol for cheating offenses. Okay, so this has to do with equity and cultural responsiveness. And this has to do with what I just talked about in terms of building a culture of collaboration in the school and also checking our bias. One of the biggest things here is this privacy rights and due process. We got to make sure that when we are using discipline in the schools, that we are keeping students' rights in mind and using due process. Now, just by looking at the answer choices here, I don't have a huge idea of what's going on. I do like investigate the situation. C looks also good because we have the term closely monitor. Let me read the question first and see what's up. This is one of those harder ones. A teacher alerts the assistant principal to say that she believes 2 students are planning to cheat on a state exam. What should the assistant principal do first? Okay, this is serious. A state exam that could put the teacher in jeopardy of messing up a state assessment, put the students in jeopardy of not having their scores counted. It can put the school in jeopardy. It's a bad thing. Don't mess with state assessments. It's a big deal, okay? So we have, call the parents and notify them that the students will be questioned is jumping the gun a bit. We don't know what's going on yet. Let's not call the parents right away. We may have to call the parents, but it says, what's the first thing you do? And the first thing is not pick up the phone and call the parent. Unless the student is hurt on the floor, needs an ambulance, something like that, you don't call the parents right away. Now I put C in here, and it looks like a lot of you are choosing C. in here for a purpose. What would you do first? Would you just let the students and see what happens, see if they cheat? Not a good plan. Not a good plan at all. You've got to investigate. This is part of the due process, and I believe the term investigations is right here. I will say that as a new assistant principal, and that's what many of you are going to be, a new assistant principal, I jumped the gun so many times. I didn't investigate. I just immediately went to the boom, they did it. They're kids. They did it. Let's call the parents. Let's suspend them, right? We don't know yet. This teacher could be wrong. Mistakes happen. I know we always expect the worst. And, it's kind of hard not to expect the worst when you've been dealing with discipline for so long. But it doesn't mean they're going to do it. You have to investigate. And when you bring the kids in, that's due process. Sit them down, look at them. What's going on? Tell me what's going on. What do you got planned? Maybe they're repeat offenders. Maybe they got something going on. I know what you got going on. Let's talk about it now so that you don't end up in trouble and you don't get us in trouble. What do you have to say about this? And let them say what's going on. So you can't just take the teacher's word for it. I'm not here to discredit teachers. We need to support teachers. They need support because there are kids that are disrespectful, or there are kids that disrupt, or there are kids that put the state assessments in jeopardy, for sure. But you can't just go with what the teacher says. You've got to go in and investigate what's going on. And this is serious. So investigation and the due process, be on the lookout. C sounds good, but it is not correct. We need to closely monitor the situation, or we need to investigate first. Don't closely monitor and let them do it. You gotta protect kids from themselves. Otherwise, it's just not a good situation.
We have a lot of awesome information about the SLLA 6990, so be sure you check out our leadership playlist before you go. I also wanted to let you know that we have a 3-part SLLA 6990 webinar series. The series is extremely comprehensive and very detailed for each section of the exam. If you'd like more information about our 3-part webinar series, simply go to navaed.com, go to the top navigation and click School Leadership, and then under that, you will see the option to click School Leaders Licensure Assessment. When you do, you will see me there welcoming you to the page, and then below that are the details of the 3-part series. You'll notice that part 1, we will talk about portions 1 through 3 of the exam. In part 2 of the webinar series, we'll go through portions 4 through 6 of the exam. And then finally, the 3rd part of our webinar series for SLLA 6990, we will go through the constructed response. All 3 portions are very comprehensive and detailed and come with a ton of resources. So if you're interested, go ahead and navigate to that page. Don't forget to use offer code SLLA20 for 20% off your purchase. We really appreciate you using our resources and products. Have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram @NavaEdFL. Have a great day.